So that's it, guys.
Oh yeah. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Matchday -1 press conference ahead of tomorrow's game against Borussia Dortmund. I'm joined by head coach Thomas Frank and Xavi Simons. Maximum of 2 questions per reporter, please, to get around the room in as much time as we have. Please use a microphone, and translation is available via the headsets. Jamie.
Thank you, Anthony. Good afternoon, Thomas. We are reporting, as are a number of other outlets, that discussions took place at board level after the West Ham game about your future. Are you able to share with us what was communicated to you after those discussions?
I've just been, how can you say, feeling the trust along the way. I've done that. I've said that every press meeting that there's backing and support. I had lunch with Nick and Vinay and Johan today, so all good. I know it's part of the, how can you say, the media circus, and the only focus I have is to do everything I can for us to win tomorrow against Dortmund.
You say you've got the full trust of the board. You said the same after the defeat on Saturday. But you're a perceptive guy, you're an intelligent guy, you're only human. The relationship with the fans, do you ever think that's become so broken, so fractured, so irredeemable that you can't win the fans back around now? It's just gone too far.
I think, as I say, from many times, I'll say it again, as long as we win football matches and make sure we do that and win enough of them, then how can you say, everyone will support us. And I think it's not about me. It's about supporting Xavi, supporting the team, supporting the players. And it's you can say we're playing a game tomorrow against a very good German side, and we are, I can say, a little bit limited with the players available for the game. So we basically have 11 players of our outfield players available for the game, of a normal first team players. One of them is Xavi. That the guy who was out there didn't train today because it was a bad tackle for me from Bowen. Not that Bowen is a bad guy. I want to do anything intentional. Bad tackle from behind that injured his ankles. He has a swollen ankle. But because he's so strong mental, he will play through pain tomorrow. So that's big credit, of course, to Xavi. And by the way, when we are there, I can't understand why that's not a red card, when a red card is when he accidentally put his foot on Van Dijk. Anyway, that's a bigger discussion. So we have 11 players available. And we maybe have 3 players that need to push massively to get through 90 minutes physically. So that's why we need everyone to support us. And we need everyone to support us from minute 1. All of us, especially the team, especially the players, especially if it's not going too well, need support us. Because if we do get that support, everything can happen. And magic can happen. And we have a good opportunity tomorrow, and we go all in for it.
Can I just press you on, do you think you personally can still win the fans back around?
Yeah, I'm not in doubt of that. I think you can say in this game, you always you need to show resilience. And listen to some interesting thing the other day where the 3 biggest things in showing resilience is 1, you have good values. I see myself as a guy that have pretty good values. 2, reality. And reality is 1 in 5 normally don't like you, no matter what you do. 1 in 5 love you, no matter what you do. Both of them probably biased either way, too much. Then there's the 3 in 5, that if you behave well, respectful, show integrity, do your best, normally they're swayed. So no matter what you do, reality, someone will not like you. So, but I keep doing what I do, what I believe in. And then the last bit, by the way, have perspective in life, which I have in abundance. So looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You talk about that perspective in life. I've known you a fair few years now. In terms of management, your back is against the wall. Wherever you turn on radio, TV, newspaper, there's always something in there at the moment about your future and about whether you're going to be manager even for this game, then beyond the end of the week. How do you cope with that?
I think you're right. I think if your back is if your back against the wall, you fight. And that's what I do. I'm energetic. I fight. And it's not about me. We need to win football matches, and we need to win football matches together. And that's what it's all about. And we planned well. We are ready. We are focused for the game tomorrow, and the players look good.
Xavi, to you, a couple of two-pronged questions. First of all, how much do you, the players, feel you owe it to the manager tomorrow to go out and give a performance and win? And how much does all the uncertainty about the manager put more pressure on you?
No, yeah. At the end, I would say this is the highest level of football, and as we know as a group, we have to stick together. It's not only the coaches, it's the whole club, I would say, and that's the most important thing in football. We're playing every 2-3 days, and we have to stick together and to go on. And tomorrow we have another opportunity to win that.
Ali.
Hi there, Thomas. You've got to make a decision today, I think, between Dominic Solanke and Mathys Tel and who goes into your squad. First off, have you made that decision? French media seem to be suggesting that maybe Mathys has come back out again. And if you have chosen Dom, does that suggest that he's fit enough to start?
I made the decision. That was not a nice decision to have to make. Unfortunately, that's football, so you have to make a decision. And the way the rules are, the only option was either Dom or Matty in the squad, and I chose Dom because I think Matty have done very well the last couple of games, and that's the crazy thing. If I could pick, how can you say, from all the players that is fit, actually, he would start tomorrow. But I can only between the two of them, and now he's out of the squad. So that's of course a tough one to take for Matty. So yeah.
Just quickly before I go on to Xavi, just quickly, just check Joao Palhinha. Is he okay to play or not?
No. That's why I said we only have 11 players. So no. It's when it rains it pours. So he's not available.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Xavi, with those kind of lack of players, there's going to be a lot of young players probably involved as well. You know some of them probably quite well, Luca Williams-Barnett, Tiernan Thompson. Are players like that something that the fans, who are obviously quite down at the moment, can they kind of use the excitement and potential of these players to maybe kind of look forward to the future of Tottenham?
Yeah, I would say even me, I'm still young, but you can see the younger guys coming up and training every day with us. The excitement that they have and the willing to play the game is immense. But I would say obviously we have to do our job, and at the end, if one of them come into pitch, will be no age, no young guys. It will be football, and I think they are all ready. So that's something nice.
George.
Xavi, hello. Sorry. Can you just explain what's going on from a player's perspective about why you're struggling to win at home?
Yeah, if I had the answer, I'm willing to say to you, but this is football. You have to deal with situations in life that maybe at the moment you have not the right answer, but the only thing that we can do is stick together, coming back every day to the training ground, working hard, and even working more hard. That's maybe the answer, and obviously I can understand the fans, the frustration a little bit, but I can say with certainty that we are trying to turn that around.
Thank you. Thomas, just in terms of, you're saying you're having conversations with those above you, what are you saying to them about the problems that's happening with this team? Because you've always said it's not a quick fix here. So what are you explaining to those above you about how you are going to turn it round? And is it simply as you haven't got Kulusevski, you haven't had Solanke? What are the reasons for what's going on in this run of form?
Yeah, I think it's always football is very simple, but also a little bit complex. There's many moving parts, and so the thing is, we can see we lost 4 of the last 7, all with 1 goal. All games where we could have got more out of it, with a little bit margins dropping our way. I think it's said it a few times that, especially the Bournemouth and the West Ham game, I think we could have won it, and we looked the winning team, and then we would have different stories sitting here today. Liverpool just said, freak action, caused a red card, and then suddenly it's a little bit uphill, even if we did a lot of good things. So I think it's about keeping the noise out, stay calm, carry on. Look at the performances. Look if the players are still running. They're running hard. I think it's a big thing. The last 3 games where we are down at halftime, how they come out and respond, I think it's a massive thing. And they responded fantastic, and we should have got more out of it. Sometimes it's just football that happens, and you are in that spell, and you all search for answers. You ask me for answers, Xavi for answers. It's not like, why are we not scoring? Why is it not dropping for us? Why are we not putting to the top corner? Why is that sometimes a little bit you're in that spell where it's not going your way? That's part of it. Are you still working hard? Are you still trying hard? Are you still believing? Which I see signs of clearly in every game. And then, of course, I think even the best coach in the world, Pep Guardiola, say, I'm nothing without my players. I'm nothing without the best players available. I think it's fair to say they haven't been available enough at the same time the whole season, which makes it a little bit more tricky. But hey, no problem. I'm happy to take the blame as long as everyone support the players.
Carrie.
Thomas, hello. In 2020, a fresh new Premier League manager took over at Arsenal, and he was under a lot of pressure in his first season, Mikel Arteta. And during lockdown, it's the common belief of most journalists here that if the fans had been in the stadium, he may not have survived that first season because of the fans and how they may have vocalised when he was trying to get his message across, when the players said he was doing well in getting his message across, and when he was being backed by the board. The vocality of the players outside of the ground, we believe that if they'd been in, would maybe have made it very difficult. How important is it that fans know that you're only early into this spell? You're playing midweek games in the Champions League. You're still trying to change from a very diverse nature of Ange ball back to something certainly not conservative and pragmatic, the way that you play, but a new system to set up to have those big occasions that we've seen at home in the Champions League?
That was a big question. So what do you want me to answer? Sorry.
Even Mikel Arteta came under a lot of pressure from his fans, and the belief is among journalists that if fans have been in the stadium, they may have given the board a decision.
Of course, I think the fans is crucial. Of course, I don't see any club performing well without the fans are supporting and helping and do everything they can. And it's fair that it's not been smooth and it's not been as fluid as we want to, and a little bit too much up and down. And then, unfortunately, it's a result business, a lot of emotions in this as well. But I think there's a lot of signs that's going right way. And then, of course, when it's a little bit tricky to play every third, fourth day, that makes it more difficult. But we still need to find a way to get over the line. And I think we're much closer than we think, and we just need to keep going.
What's your message to the fans from how far you believe you are from getting the regular performances out of your team that we saw at Brentford?
Yeah, but that I will actually refer to the last 7 games. I think they have been quite regularly in the right direction. And where it's such a little thing that needs to drop for us before we win 2-1 against West Ham and 3-2 against Bournemouth. Then completely different. Even the Villa game, that could also have been draw. I think we performed. We look at everything to not necessarily lose any of them, and then it's different. So that's why I don't think we're that far away.
And Xavi, for you, I know you've talked about how much the difficulties that you came into the club and the difference it made against Thomas. Big performances at home and this competition, and now up against Borussia Dortmund, a team you know well from playing in Germany. Is this a big moment to put on a big performance?
Yeah, obviously, we want to turn this around, especially playing the Champions League. I think is the biggest stages, and me playing against Dortmund, I've played already in Germany. It's special, but at the same time, is like every game. Every game is a big game for me, for the team, and we want to pick that momentum and to bring that 3 points at home.
Elias.
Hi, Thomas. Obviously, since Mathys Tel has come back into the side, he's impressed fans, scored a goal, played well. How do you expect, and again on the weekend, the decision to take him off was booed by the supporters. How do you expect fans to take the news that he's been replaced by Solanke within the squad?
I don't know. I hope people understand it's not a straightforward decision. It's him or Dom in the team tomorrow. And it's Mathys that has done well. Or it's Dom that has been, how can you say, the main strider, experience, a voice that's also, with his experience, more likely also can give a little bit more to everyone else if it's a little bit tough. So that's a decision, and I made a decision, and I believe, of course, it's the right decision, and that's what I've went with.
And one for Xavi. Obviously, you've experienced elite football environments all over your young career in Spain, Germany, France, Netherlands. What have you made of Spurs and the environment here and the environment that you've come into when you can, I suppose, compare it to a lot of those elite environments that you spent time in previously?
Yeah, at the end, I think it's not fair to compare every club. Every situation is different. Every manager is different. Every place is different. And me, I'm now here. I'm really happy to be here. Obviously, this is the situation we are into. For me, especially as well. At the start was not the right. I was not in the right position or mood, I would say. But now I feel really good together with the team, and we're trying to change this. Yeah.
John.
Hi, Thomas. You mentioned about being up for the fight and you're ready for the fight. I guess we don't always see the nastier sort of side of you, because we have the perception of you being a very nice guy, which you are. But I just wondered, can you tell us about that sort of kind of character and just how much you're ready for the fight and that sort of side of personality? Mr. Nasty in the dressing room, I guess.
Yeah, but I how can you say? I think being up for the fight is to get up every morning very early, coming in, preparing, doing everything we can to turn every stone to make sure we are well prepared every single time we go on the pitch, push the staff, push the players, have demands, loads of small conversation, meetings, push. Everything. I think that's part of it. And say ready for the fight is also that you keep going. You don't feel sorry for yourself when it's tough. We put things into a bigger perspective. You do everything you can. I can definitely know that I can look at myself and do everything I can to make things right. But again, now it's me. We all know that if you want to have success, it cannot only be about me or Xavi. It's about 25 players, me, a whole staff, ownership, leadership. So I know I'm a little bit the man in the middle at the moment. Fair enough, no problem. I'm more than happy to take all the blame as long as they protect the players and they back the players, everyone, including fans and journalists. So I just keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm not in doubt that's the right thing. I'm not in doubt that will turn. Of course, we need to win more football matches. So, yeah.
And just the fans, going back to the fans tomorrow night. Your place in the qualification isn't yet secure. So how important against really dominant, experienced opposition tomorrow night is that support, that unwavering, that you don't bring the toxic atmosphere that is positive, that is behind the team?
But it is crucial. I completely understand the emotion in football and how it means for every fan that is involved. I completely understand that. But also really, really understand how it is when people walking out on that pitch. The more they feel the energy and the support, no matter what, the better they perform. And we need that tomorrow. And of course, and I think, I think the biggest thing, look at the players, are they running hard? Yes, they are. Then support them.
Tom, last one, please.
Hi, Thomas. We all know what a difficult game this is going to be, even if you had a full squad. And you mentioned 11 outfield players. You also said that you had lunch with Vinay, Johan, and Nick Pusha earlier today.
Yeah.
Did they give you any clarity or any assurances that if it doesn't go the way you want tomorrow night, about what the future holds?
I think it's a nice question. I haven't heard any situation like that in football where I say, "Hey, mate, if you win tomorrow, no problem. If you lose tomorrow, no problem." We had a good conversation about life and football, the future of the club, everything normal like you do. Of course, there's a little bit, how can you say, stormy weather out there. I just think it's an extremely good sign, because normally people are running away if there's bad news or bad weather coming. They're normally not coming in and being friendly for lunch.
And Xavi, first of all, how's the pain in your ankle?
Yeah, it was a big impact, but it's getting better.
And you're playing through the pain barrier for this game. How much does that show that you and the players are fighting for this manager?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to win, not only the coach, but the players as well. And we want to change this, especially me. I'm a guy, I'm willing to give everything to win. And obviously, if I had really pain, then I wouldn't play. But it's now a situation that I can handle myself as well, even though I have a little bit of pain. But I want to play the game. I want to help the team and to grow into that, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good luck.